So I was reading up on how you're 44, you're in a different place, you don't feel like you're trying to prove yourself every single day, and I can kind of relate to that, man. Like for 20 years I tried to make it to the top of the radio business, and like now I got a 2-year-old kid, and like I care about it, but like, life has shifted. You said that you've accomplished almost everything on your bucket list of things to do. What's left to accomplish other than winning that Grammy?
Well, there's still a lot of things I want to accomplish. I feel like I've been able to accomplish a lot of the things that I set out to do originally and more. I think I've done things in my career that I never dreamed I would have done. And, I spent, I started playing music when I was 14 years old. I started playing clubs and kind of starting this whole process. And so, for 30 years, I've been doing this, and I've spent most of my life, trying to chase the music dream. And then, you kind of get there, and then it's like, all right, well, now you're in it, and what's next? And,
yeah.
And, I think for me now, at the age I'm at, I've had a great career. I'm, still kind of in the middle of that. And, I think now, like, my family life is kind of settled down, and that's in a good place. And just, it's different. When my older kids were born, I was in the middle of touring nonstop, and so I wasn't at home a whole lot. And, this time around with the two younger ones, it's just different. I'm at home a little more. I can, I have my own bus now, so I can bring them out on the road with me. Before I was traveling with 12 other guys on one bus, And
right.
So it's just a different place in life for me, and a place where I feel a little more settled and things like that than I ever did in the past. But there's still a lot of things, that I want to accomplish and do, and I don't want to ever feel like I've done it all, because I feel like at that point you kind of lose your edge a little bit, and I'm definitely not there yet. But I'm in a comfortable place where I feel good about, where I'm at and everything I've done over the years.
So, do you feel like you would ever retire? Like, you'll ever get to a time where you'll be like, that's it? Or do you think you'll be like Jay-Z and all them, where you always just keep coming back?
I don't know. I feel like if you're a musician, I feel like this is a job that it's hard to retire from. It's not like, it's not like being an athlete or being, where you just kind of physically get to the point where you can't compete anymore. I feel like when you're a musician, it's kind of a lifer gig. And, I may not tour as much as I tour now, but I feel like I will probably always play in some capacity, and I don't really know what that looks like down the road, but I don't know. I don't ever see myself just completely walking away and not ever, playing music again or retiring or anything like that.
So it's like not out of the question, like one day to be 90 up on stage with a cane, like just doing it.
You look at like people like the Stones, and not that they're 90, but they're up there, and they're still going out playing stadiums. And so, I just feel like I said, man, I just feel like this is one of those gigs that it's, if you're in it, you're kind of a lifer.
Tell me about Trouble with a Heartbreak. How did that make its way to you?
So Trouble with a Heartbreak was written by a couple of my bandmates, and this new artist that we're working with named John Morgan. And they also had written If I Didn't Love You, the previous single with Carrie. So they just kind of been on a roll lately, over the last year or so, just writing some really cool things and just been pretty hot as far as that goes. So we were looking for songs for the album. Those guys are constantly bringing in songs and writing stuff. Every time they write something, they'll send it. And Trouble with a Heartbreak was one of those. And I just loved it. I loved what it was saying. I like songs that kind of just, tell it like it is. You don't really have to guess at what the song's trying to say, or does it mean this? Does it mean that? This song kind of pretty much tells you exactly what it means. And I feel like it's different. It's unlike anything we've put out, especially, recently. And so we didn't know it was going to be a single when we recorded it, but we felt like it was going to be a pretty cool song for sure. And the more we kind of started getting all the other songs in, that this song kind of rose to the top as one that we wanted to use to help us launch the second half of the album.
How long do you usually spend like with a song? Like you get the demo, like do you drive around with it in the car? Like how long do you spend with a song before you're like, all right, I'll cut this?
Months. The way it works is I'll have songs come in. I have a Dropbox folder, and I have one folder that's kind of like the maybes, and then one is a folder of like ones that I know I want to cut. And so usually when I'm driving around in my truck, I just kind of bring those up and I just play them over and over and over, and and just make sure that I still like the song, a couple months down the road as much as I liked it when I heard it. And so, as some may fall off, I'll kind of move them to a different folder, and the ones that end up staying in that folder are the ones that usually make the record.
That's cool. Okay, does Georgia have like the same kind of sound as Macon?
Yeah, I mean, I think the album as a whole was all kind of recorded. We didn't know which songs were going to be on which record. It wasn't like we went in and recorded this side for this and this side for this. It was just we recorded everything at the same time. So obviously it's going to have, it's going to feel like an extension of the first album, and but definitely some different kind of songs on it for sure. So. But yeah, I mean, it was all recorded to be one big project.
So prior to like 10 days ago, have you ever partied with a past or current president before?
Bro, I never met a president before. So, I mean, but that, it's pretty cool. I mean, to, be in this business, you're around a lot of celebrities and singers and actors and that kind of thing. But being around somebody like a president, I mean, that's a whole different level of celebrity, especially with President Trump. I mean, so it was really cool, man. I got to spend a couple days with him, played golf with him, and got to know him a little bit, and it was definitely a different kind of New Year, but it was fun.
Yeah, I saw y'all were playing golf. I saw he was giving you like some putting tips, man. Is there anything you could share with us?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to say that his tips helped me out, but I might be a lost cause as far as that goes. So don't ask me. I'm the wrong guy to ask.
Is that? Are you just not good at golfing, or is it your short game, or what is it?
No, I mean I'm pretty decent. I mean I play okay. But he's a guy that plays probably 4 or 5 times a week. So. He's actually a really good golfer, and for me, I'm gonna go out. I could not play for 6 months and go shoot a 95, or I can play every day and shoot a 95. But so yeah, I mean, I'm not terrible, but I'm not like awesome either.
You definitely started to speak your mind more in the past recently. Was there something that open this up for you? Was there a particular event that made you start, was there something that inspired this?
You mean politically?
Yeah, in general, yeah, politically.
I think it's hard not to kind of look around and see what's going on today and just kind of see how crazy everything is. And it, as a parent, it kind of concerns you, I mean, it was something that, I always kind of tried to stay out of for the most part. But it's hard when you got kids and you're kind of seeing like the future for them, like what it looks like. It's pretty scary, man. And so I think for me, just seeing that and just kind of how everything's been over the last couple years has been pretty wild. And a lot of things that I don't agree with, and sometimes it's kind of hard for me to sit back and not say anything for fear. I feel like in Nashville and for anybody that's in the entertainment field, people a lot of times are so scared to, give their opinions for risk of like backlash from the country music community or whatever the case may be. And, to me, there's a bigger picture there. I mean, if somebody doesn't listen to my music because of the way I think politically, that's to me is kind of crazy, but whatever. To me, the bigger issue is, we got kids and future generations that we got to get this stuff straightened out, man. And it's kind of like the Wild West out there right now. And it's just been kind of crazy. So it's hard to not have an opinion.
What's something that, okay, so let me say this first. So Dan from Dan and Shay mows his own yard every week. What's something that you can afford to pay somebody to do, but you insist on doing yourself?
I don't know. I got 150 acres, so it's hard to mow
Yeah, he's out there with a push mower. Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. I got I just kind of tinker around the house with stuff. I mean, you know,
Like, do you do projects? Okay.
I couldn't build a damn birdhouse, man. Come on.
No, but like if something like breaks, like a little thing, like under the sink, like are you going to Home Depot or is there what kind of projects are we talking?
I'm like an audio video guy. So like if anything like TV wise or like sound systems or anything like that kind of go out. That's kind of where I jump in and I'm like, I can fix this quicker than I can have somebody else get out here and do it, you know? So, I'm more of that guy.
Dude, speaking of TV, I saw y'all have a 90 Day Fiancé drinking game.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
Tell me about it.
Listen, this is what happens when you get married and you have kids and you just binge watch shows at night.
Yeah.
We started watching 90 Day Fiancé, and there's a chick on there. There's twins, and I can't remember which one's which.
Darcy,
yeah. So she cries in like every scene. So she's very, very emotional lady. And so we decided, me and Britt were sitting there one night. I'm like, we should do a shot of tequila every time she starts crying. So it took us about 2 nights to figure out that it doesn't take you long to get pretty smashed watching that show if you turn it into a game.
Speaking of Brittany, I saw y'all did karaoke to Blake Shelton "Lonely Tonight." Would y'all ever record a song, do something together?
I don't know, maybe. You know, the funny thing is her and I did that. It was my aunt's birthday party, and they came into town. My aunt came into town, and we had a big birthday party for her here, and that was like one night at her birthday party, and then that video came out like a month later or something. It was like way after the fact, but Britt's a great singer, man. She actually is a really good singer, and so I don't know, you know, I think if something came along, I think she's a little I think she would entertain it, but she's also a little bit shy with it a little bit, so I don't know. You know, I never say never, and like I said, she's a really good singer. So I think if something came along that made sense, that I felt like would where she would kind of shine in it, you know, it'd definitely be something to consider.
Well, you've done duets with Miranda, Carrie, Kelsey, Kelly Clarkson. A lot of the female powerhouses in our genre. Is there another female that you're dying to work with, or that you would want to be next?
Well, you know, Adele, man, I think Adele is pretty sick. I mean, I don't know, she's on another level, you know, and I've been talking about doing something with her wanting to do something with her for years. And then I just saw where Stapleton kind of did something with her, so which completely makes sense. I mean, two of the best voices of our generation right now. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of hers. I love her style, love what she does. So she's one that would kind of be out of the country music genre right now. But you know, she's great. Gabby Barrett's another one in the country world. I think Gabby's a phenomenal singer too.
Are you into manifesting? Let's manifest this Adele thing, man. Let's just talk about it till it happens.
I don't know. You know, I think for those things, a lot of times you have to have the stars kind of have to align. You have to have the right song. There's a lot that kind of goes into that. So, you know, well, I would love to, but I'm sure people are knocking down her door to work with her. So I don't know where I stand on the totem pole.
All right, well, yeah, you stand on our totem pole up here, man. You're the man. We appreciate you taking time to talk to us. Looking forward to that. The whole album, the rest of the album dropping, man, and we're loving the new single.
I appreciate it, Evan. Thanks, man.
All right, Jason, have a good one, bro.
All right, later.